Welcome to Rauta and a black metal review coming from Finland. This is Perdition Winds, one of the Finnish black metal names that is often, way too often in my opinion, forgotten. This is Burning, let me zoom in, Burning Spiritual Crypts, third album by the very band, and this one has been out there for more than 10 years, and during those times the band has been putting out 3 albums, EP and then some. But like I said, it's often forgotten among the more well-known, more, gig-doing bands. The ones that actually tour around, do gigs and all that stuff, while this is somewhat of a side project in so many ways. But that doesn't mean that Perdition Winds is one of those bands that you should forget, but quite the contrary. In fact, while these guys are actually having other bands, one could say they are the main ones, this band is nonetheless important because these guys actually features quite a bunch of experienced people. I mean, you would have to drop names like Line Ruins, Desolate Shrine, Sargeist, etc. In order to understand what these guys are all about. But even though for a lot of people, I guess Line Ruins would be the main band, or at least a couple of these guys, that doesn't mean that Perdition Winds is something that is done with, just like with a laziness or easiness or something like that. But on the contrary, this is, in my opinion, one of those names that should be more on the map because the quality is right there and it's ready to challenge even a lot more known bands. But here we have on the Metal Archive site the band's discography and all that basic information. So as you can see, the first album was as early as 2014, and since every 6 years now, the band has been putting out something new. That is 2014, 2017, and now 2023. Whatever happened during the COVID years or whatever, sometimes it put people and bands on more on hiatus, or sometimes it meant more activity. But it seems this band needed some extra time to get this album out, and this was already released during the spring of 2023, so it's been out quite some time. Now, since the band started with a self-titled EP, I think it has actually evolved into something better, while still maintaining roughly more or less the same style. And by same style, I mean this is very much like going back to the 1990s second wave black metal. Surely the early works featured a little bit more death metal. I guess that comes with the background from other guys. But nowadays it's basically black metal. Just black metal with a little bit of hint of death metal here and there. But whether we're talking about vocals, which now feature nowadays new vocalists rather than the original one, or just a guitar sound, or the general style of the music, well, it's black metal like it should be. There's nothing really modern happening here, except if you consider the nowadays production to be that. That being said, sorry, this sounds powerful, and there is certain kind of evilness, sinister feeling with the overall production, and that is something that, in my opinion, supports the music here rather well. However, that being said, nothing on this album is exactly original. That is, basically, you know the style once you hear a song or two, and then you're pretty much like, okay, I know what these guys are all about. The good thing is, the album never kind of has those weak moments. It never goes like, what the hell is going on, but more like, stick to its guns and does it well. Everything here, from the instruments to vocalist, everything is like, yeah, these guys know what they're doing, and they are kind of making it very solid as such. The point here is, there are no moments where it just would feel awkward or slowing down, or like I said, there are no bumps. Now, if there was only one flaw, and this is something that I keep repeating with a lot of reviews right there, this could be that bit more memorable. Whether we're talking about chorus parts or certain riffs or all that stuff, this ain't no the mysteries dum satanas, if you know what I mean. But nonetheless, this is a good album, and in my opinion should be mandatory to check out for people who are into Finnish kind of black metal. This might not be the most Finnish sounding black metal. Some would say this is kind of having the Swedish kind of a thing, with some of the guitar leads and melodies and all that stuff, or flirting with even some heavy metal parts. But nonetheless, very, very Nordic sounding second wave black metal, and that's, I guess, for most people is exactly what you're looking for. Those looking for something very, very modern or really old school in the vein of 80s might not be exactly for this kind of stuff. But everybody else, check out Perdition Winds, check out Burning Spiritual Crypts, all the other ones before this one. They are definitely all worth your time. This is Rauta, thanks for your time, and check out the links provided in the description box for more info about the band and the music.